You cannot buy a Hilti tool at Home Depot, Lowe's, or any ordinary retail shelf. Hilti does not rely on distributors or marketplaces. If you want a Hilti tool, a salesperson comes to your job site, you visit a Hilti center, or you speak with someone who understands construction. Over time, Hilti has moved even further away from simple tool sales and toward leasing. This is the story of a multi-billion-dollar company from a country of only a few tens of thousands of people that built its empire on a model the rest of the industry still finds unusual. The company began in 1941 when two brothers opened a small mechanical workshop in a garage in Schaan, Liechtenstein. Schaan sits between Austria and Switzerland in the Rhine Valley. Liechtenstein itself was tiny, without an airport or an army, and had only about 12,000 people. The brothers were Martin Hilti and Eugen Hilti. Martin had studied mechanical engineering and automotive design in Germany, while Eugen already ran a machine shop and car garage. Together they formed Maschinen- und Apparat Hilti OHG, making gears, components, and other machined parts to order. The company's wartime background includes a dark chapter that it has acknowledged. Martin Hilti was involved with a Nazi sympathizing movement, edited its newspaper, and volunteered for SS training in 1941. He was not sent to the front, but after returning, the workshop benefited from ties to Nazi Germany and won production work for the war effort. During the war, the business grew to more than 100 employees and focused on armaments-related production. Later, Martin Hilti admitted he had served what he called an inhuman regime. When the war ended, the German contracts disappeared. Liechtenstein was neutral, small, and economically dependent on its neighbors, so there was no reconstruction boom to save the business. From 1945 to 1948, Hilti survived by making civilian products such as egg cup molds, cigarette lighters, and pencil sharpeners, while Martin searched for the product that would define the future. The answer came in 1948, when Martin Hilti acquired a patent for a piston-driven nail fastener. The tool used a blank cartridge to drive a nail or steel pin directly into concrete or steel without pre-drilling. One trigger pull replaced drilling, anchoring, and waiting for adhesives to cure. Hilti did not invent the principle, but it understood its potential early and turned it into a professional product at scale. In the early 1950s, Hilti introduced its first hand-drive tools and actuated nail guns. Then, in 1957, it released the DX100, the world's first fully automatic powder-actuated fastening tool. The DX100 transformed Hilti from a small workshop into a serious construction technology company. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, Hilti made a distribution choice that would define it for decades. Most tool brands sold through dealers and hardware stores. Hilti rejected that model and built a direct sales force instead. Hilti employees visited construction sites and sold directly to professionals. The demo was the sale, and the sale was the demo. The model was expensive, but it produced something retailers could not: information. Hilti salespeople returned from job sites with knowledge about what contractors struggled with, which tools failed, and which workflows wasted time. The sales force became a field research network, and engineering turned those lessons into new products. By the early 1960s, Hilti was active in roughly 30 countries. Instead of relying on independent distributors, it built its own subsidiaries. Each market was staffed by Hilti employees who sold Hilti products only. In 1964, Eugen Hilti died at 53, and Martin took full control. During the 1960s and 1970s, the company expanded both its product line and its manufacturing footprint. A technical center opened in Schaan in 1964, and by 1971 the company had a plant in the United States. What had begun in a garage now operated across multiple continents. The product line grew beyond powder-actuated fastening into drilling and demolition. The TE-17, introduced in the late 1960s, was Hilti's first electro-pneumatic rotary hammer drill. That technology reduced vibration and protected the operator from the long-term damage concrete drilling can cause. Hilti's hammer drills were built to reduce risk while surviving brutal daily use. The TE line grew into a broad family of rotary hammers for lighter anchoring work and heavy demolition. They were built for concrete, the hardest and most punishing material in day-to-day construction. On a commercial site, these tools may run 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for years. Hilti also built out anchoring systems, including chemical anchors, mechanical anchors, and post-installed rebar connections. These products matter in renovation, seismic retrofitting, and structural modification. It also expanded into fire protection, developing fire-stop products for penetrations in fire-rated walls and floors. Hilti's fire-stop portfolio became one of the most specified in the industry. Later came diamond cutting tools, laser positioning systems, detection tools, and software for building information modeling. By then, Hilti was no longer just a power tool company. It had become a construction technology company with a power tool heritage. In 1979, the Hilti family placed all of its shares into the Martin Hilti Family Trust. That structure prevented the company from being sold, broken up, or taken over. The timing mattered because the era of leveraged buyouts was beginning, and many industrial companies were about to be bought and resold. Hilti's trust insulated it from that cycle. The trust did more than block acquisition. It protected the company from short-term thinking. Hilti was designed to resist that. Its direct sales system, heavy R&D spending, and long horizon service model all require patience. In 1986, Hilti listed participatory shares on the Swiss Stock Exchange, gaining liquidity without surrendering control. In 2003, it went private again. Michael Hilti later became chairman, and the family's third generation took the lead while the ownership structure stayed intact. Martin Hilti died on August 19, 1997 in Schaan at age 82. He had turned a wartime garage workshop into one of the most respected construction technology companies in the world. The trust he created ensured that the company would outlast him and the generations after him. In 2000, Hilti introduced fleet management. Instead of selling tools outright, the company began leasing them. Contractors pay a fixed monthly fee, and Hilti supplies the right tools, repairs them, replaces stolen units, swaps batteries, and upgrades equipment at the end of the term. Everything is bundled into one predictable payment. The model changes the economics of ownership. Buying tools means upfront cost, repairs, batteries, replacements, warranty claims, and administrative overhead. Leasing moves those burdens to Hilti. If a tool breaks, a replacement arrives quickly. If a battery fades, it is swapped. If a tool is stolen, Hilti covers it. Harvard Business School studied the fleet model and found that customer loyalty under fleet management was far higher than under traditional sales. Hilti's incentives now align with the contractors. The longer the tools last, the better Hilti does inside the lease. Durability becomes profitable. In 2022, Hilti launched the Neuron cordless platform, a unified 22-volt battery system for more than 100 tools across drilling, demolition, fastening, cutting, grinding, measuring, and detection. The voltage choice was deliberate. One battery system now covers nearly the whole catalog, but Neuron is also a data system. The batteries transmit usage data, health status, and location information through the charger into Hilti's digital platform. This feeds OnTrack, Hilti's asset management system, which helps contractors see where every tool is, who has it, and whether it needs service. The platform can track everything from small accessories to large equipment. It creates a digital twin of the contractor's inventory on a phone or dashboard. Today, Hilti is still headquartered in Schaan, Liechtenstein. It employs about 34,000 people worldwide, operates in more than 120 countries, and keeps direct sales teams in major markets. Revenue exceeds 6.3 billion Swiss francs. It continues to invest about 6% of revenue into research and development and holds thousands of patents across fastening, drilling, demolition, fire protection, measuring, detection, and digital construction management. Hilti does not sell at Home Depot, Lowe's, or Amazon. It does not compete on consumer price points or mass market volume. It competes on the total cost of keeping a professional contractor's tools working, tracked, and current every day without the contractor having to think about it. That is why Hilti is not a household name. It is not trying to be one. The company made a deliberate long-term choice to serve only professional construction through its own channels. Its world is concrete, steel, fire-rated walls, and job sites where tools have to work every day under pressure. From a garage workshop in 1941 to a global construction technology leader, the path was unusual at every step. The company survived the war, found fastening technology, built the DX100, created a direct sales force, locked itself into a trust, avoided retail, rejected consumer branding, and eventually moved from selling tools to leasing them. By every normal rule in the power tool industry, this should not have worked. Yet it did. Hilti still refuses to sell you a tool on a shelf. Instead, the tools arrive at the job site every morning, tracked, serviced, and paid for through a monthly system the contractor barely has to think about. That is the model. That is the moat. That is Hilti.